Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I wanted to go over this embroidery software that I discovered a couple days ago where you can create your own fabric prints. Yes, you heard that right, an embroidery software where you can create your fabric designs that you can send off to get printed and use for your sewing projects. So basically, the way that it works with this company is that they sell the embroidery software in parts, and then they have these like special add-ons, and this is one of the special add-ons where you can design your fabric on the embroidery software. And this one, also because it is like kind of like an add-on, it's a standalone software where you don't need to have the rest of the embroidery software to be able to use it. But if you decide to buy the other ones, everything's all in one place. I want to give you guys a quick overview of the software along with some feedback and who I think this is for. I use Illustrator for my business, but I understand not everybody knows how to use Illustrator. Also, it can get kind of expensive because nowadays we can't buy the software anymore. We're kind of like forced into these monthly, yearly subscriptions, which is like crazy. Anyways, so if you're somebody that doesn't have any graphic skill sets, it's okay. Do not worry. This software makes it pretty easy with all of the tools they have to offer. Also, one of the tools on here is similar to the one on Illustrator where you can easily make a seamless pattern. So stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to show you guys how to create a pattern on here, how to create those cut and sew fabrics on here as well, a little bit of pattern drafting on here. Yes, you can pattern draft on here. It's not going to be like super complicated. It has to be kind of basic because obviously this is not meant for pattern drafting. Not all of the tools you'll find in a pattern making software are on here, but it is possible. So stay tuned. So yeah, you can do a lot of things on here if you get creative with it. Anyways, so if you go on the right corner on the pink square, that's our main fabric toolbox. So you have canvas, the block fill, pattern fill, color fill, text, preview, and send. You do have text on here as well, but yeah, you're gonna work mostly on here in this little section, selecting the canvas. And on here, it gives you freehand, cloth, tile, and quilt. Each one has a purpose. So the free one, if you want to like kind of freehand, you don't really have a specific fabric size, you can just work on that space. The cloth is, again, if you already know like the size, the width, and the height of the fabric, you can put it on here. The tile is where you're going to create your seamless pattern. So it's the page right now that you're looking at. This is how you create your pattern. Again, stay tuned for the tutorials. And then they also have a quilt option, which I thought was interesting because I haven't made a quilt since I was in high school. When I took sewing in high school, one of our first projects was making a quilt, and oh my gosh, that's a beautiful skill set that I don't have patience for. No, like it's really fun, but like also like kind of time consuming cutting all the little pieces, right? You want them to match perfectly. Oh my god. So here, let me show you. So on the quilt option, because I already have a page open, so they give you like different templates and you can play around with it, but you can make your own like fake quilt, I guess, where you don't have to cut the pieces. You can just design it and it's gonna look like a quilt from before. So yeah, like I said, like a fake quilt. And you can color it on and add different graphics on here, different prints. So yeah, this is your quilt option. And then, like I said, this one is the tile where you get to create your fabric print. So let's copy and paste another one. And then let me show you how that looks if you got this printed. So you will click on preview to just kind of get an idea of how the fabric looks. So here it is, the pattern preview. If you're happy with this, you can send it and export it, right? And save it as for the fabric that you needed on here. And then you can export it and it's going to save as a PNG. Okay, so that's the text. One is the cloth. This is the one where I feel like you can get the most creative with, right? Because you are working with a bigger piece of fabric. So you can create these cut and sew fabric panels. I know like back in the day, like in the 90s, because I see a bunch of these on eBay. These used to be really popular where they had the fabric design on here. And then you can just cut away and start sewing, right? You didn't have to pin no patterns on top of it because it was already drawn on here. And so yeah, you can make your own. You can, like I say, you can pattern draft a little bit on here. Also, if you are pattern drafting your patterns on like Clo 3D, Electra, the Pat system, any pattern making software out there, right? If you save your patterns as DFX, then you can import them onto here, and they're going to be like this little shape, right? And you can place them on top of your. Wait, is it locked? I think it might be. Oh yeah, it's locked. Hold up. No, I don't think it's locked. I don't know why it's not moving. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, you can you're gonna import them, and they're gonna be like this, and then you can place them on top of your fabric, and then like I say, you can send them off to get printed. And once you get them, you're ready to cut away and start sewing. You don't have to waste time pinning the pattern onto the fabric because it's already drawn on here. So like I said, you can get really creative with the software. This is a little bit different though, the way that I make it on Illustrator. However, though, like I said, it is possible. And stay tuned. I'm really excited to kind of show you guys how to make your own stuff, especially for the holidays. So I was working on these little aprons that I pattern drafted on here. So yeah, those are the 4 options that you can do on here when it comes to fabrics. And like I said, there's different tools to make the prints, but it is possible. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Okay, bye guys.